Ow! This guy goes boom.
Yeah.
And what does he do? Oh, let me run real fast, and then that's it. All right, everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be doing something a little bit different. So,
What are we doing?
We are going to be. I was going to explain that. Today we're going to be doing a versus. Okay, we don't know what we're going to be doing a versus on, but we figured since we're all very opinionated and brothers, and we're always like to fight, and I think people like to watch people fight, we're going to be doing a versus. So, two things that are going to be going against each other. None of us necessarily need to take a side, but I'm sure we will because we're very opinionated. So,
I'm gonna draw a line in the sand.
okay.
Just letting you know right now.
And this is the sand. That line you did.
Don't cross us.
So before we get into that, though, I'm Rich,
I'm Jared.
I'm Bradley.
and behind the camera there we got producer Rich. Say hello.
Hello.
And yeah, so let's get into it. So producer Rich, it's up to you. You decided what we're doing. That's why we actually call you producer Rich. You actually have a purpose now. You're going to be deciding
Wow.
what we're
You can
versing.
never just compliment me. I always.
That was a compliment.
He's got that with that face. You know?
Okay.
You just don't.
I wish people could. Actually, I don't. Wish they could see. So versus today. What's versing? What's going against each other?
Okay, I'm going to toss one first.
better
Okay.
catch
I'll
that.
catch up. All right. So it looks like we got Super Mario.
All right.
Okay. And Sonic the Hedgehog. Okay.
Okay, so and just to be clear, these two are going against each other in these two games, or just in general, like Sonic versus Mario, or
Yeah,
okay,
Just in general,
okay,
nice.
very
not
good.
those particular games. Just overall.
All right. So we got Sonic versus Mario, and I guess just stay
Okay,
tuned.
so if we're gonna start with Sonic versus Mario, I think you guys know where I lean, and I lean pretty heavily, and to me, Mario's a million times better. He's better in movies. He's better in video games. He's just better in every aspect for me. But there is a lot about Sonic that I do like. So I think with that, my vote lends a little bit more credence because I like both.
Well, I would say no, it doesn't. I would say I'm right in the middle of both of them, right? I obviously think Mario's kind of overplayed, but I still understand his worth and what he's done for revitalizing the video game industry, especially after all the Atari stuff. And I think Jared, I'm just guessing, you would lean more Sonic. So it's actually kind of perfect even the way we're sitting. And I feel like you lean here, I'm right in the middle, and you're leaning that way.
Jared, do you think that's
No,
true?
don't get me wrong. I mean, I like them both. I mean, we grew up with more. I mean, even though we have more Sega stuff now, but when growing up, everything was Nintendo.
Yeah.
So Mario was our lives as a little kid. Mario was everything.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, I feel like the older you get, Sonic is more for you because he's more the edgier type.
You grow up.
Yeah.
What you're saying, yeah.
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 He just kind of fits into when you're like that teenager. Like he's a little bit cooler. He's
So-
a little bit faster.
I mean, he's a lot faster, but if
his
everything
games.
faster
No, I'm
was
talking about his games, like the way they're faster. The Mario games, a lot of them were kind of slow. You can
yeah, I mean, depends on how you
puzzles
play
and
it.
stuff. Unless you're speed running it.
Yeah.
The
So-
Mario games are kind of slower. Not now, but I'm talking about
Yeah.
at the time when they were matching against each other.
Yeah.
That's why they talked about blast processing. Is their system's so fast that they can handle Sonic. Mario is just slow and boring. Even though blast processing was not even a thing.
Yeah.
So to be clear, you think Mario is slow and boring?
No, I'm saying
You don't need to get angry
no.
already.
I'm just saying that's how the perception was.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I care about how your perception is.
My perception is I think Sonic is cooler, but Mario's right there, dude. Like I talk a lot of crap about Nintendo as a joke a lot of times, but because we grew up with Mario and stuff, like it's our childhood.
I mean, so let's start with the games then. To me, the Mario games are more in depth. They're more fun. There's more to them. You can speed run if you wanted, but a lot of it there's puzzles, and it's for all ages. I have a 4-year-old who's playing Mario. I'm a 35-year-old who's playing Mario. For Sonic, you can't. I mean, at least it wasn't targeted towards 4-year-olds, and I think. That's one of the reasons why Mario is better than Sonic because it reaches all ages. We had our grandma playing it; she's 80 something.
No, I agree with you on that. When it comes to the games, whenever you see there's a new Mario coming out, you don't have to worry about it being crap. It's gonna pretty much guarantee be
Yeah.
good. Doesn't matter what it's Mario Party, Mario Tennis, doesn't matter. Sonic, on the other hand, he's had some good games and he's had some god awful games. And even the newest one that came out, it was like we all hoped it would be good, and I guess it turned out that it was good.
was okay.
But you had hope, like, okay,
Yeah.
hopefully they don't screw Sonic team
Yeah.
doesn't mess this up. But when it's anytime a Mario game comes out, you don't even have to worry about it. It's like, okay, this isn't be another game I'm going to spend another 30, 40 hours in. You're already planning out how you're going to take off work to get the game. Like, because you already know it's going to be great. So I do give you that. On the games part of it, yeah, the games, it's not even close.
Yeah, and well, what I would say is your argument is twofold, right? Like I do understand, and let me first start by saying that the Mario games are better. They just are. There's more to them. They've done more things with them, but you're saying, well, they appeal to people that are 5 or 35. It's like that's your iPhone argument. iPhones are so great because everybody has them. That doesn't mean it's great.
I didn't say everyone has Mario.
No, you're saying that it appeals to more people.
It does.
I mean, Macs appeal to more people. Are Macs better than PCs?
Fact.
No, they're not. I mean, they're easier to use. They're more user-friendly. Mario is easily more user-friendly than Sonic. Like you said, you couldn't give your son Benjamin Sonic and then play. He'd probably be like, this is too hard. I keep running into the spikes and losing my rings. That's not really a good argument, even though I do agree with you. My personal, out of all the games that they both made, Super Mario Sunshine is probably my favorite. Out of all of them.
So my argument is that the Mario is better, and if more people like Mario, that's a good argument that is in its favor. We're not talking about like tech specs or which one runs faster, this and that. So a little different than your PC and Mac argument there. I think more people like Mario because Mario is just simply better. More people might like Mac because it's easier. It doesn't mean it's better, but more people like Mario because it is better. It's consistent. Like to your point, Jared, every Mario game you play, you can talk about. We have Mario 2, Mario 3. Other than this one, which maybe we can touch on later.
Yeah. Why don't you touch on it right now? What is it? This is
For the Atari 2600.
It's not. I mean, it's not like the other Marios, but
It's not bad, actually.
it's not.
not bad.
This is the one that I would say is more like a Sonic. Like it's not because it's faster than that, because it's not the same quality. I feel as what we're used to seeing as a Mario, but this is also a precursor to some of these. But every Mario, there's always something different. I like that they can interject something new. So, for instance, in Mario Odyssey, right, you had Cappy, where the hat can help you turn into different characters.
So he basically became Kirby.
To accomplish other goals.
Innovative.
Anyway, but also, and then you go into Mario Sunshine, right? He had a little water
That was cool.
backpack to clean stuff.
Yeah.
You go into Super Mario 3D World, he turns into a cat. I mean, there's
cat.
just there's so much.
What was that?
He
There's
just won
so
the
much-
argument right there.
Yeah.
Cat.
There's so much here
Okay,
on
so
why
we'll
it's
go-
better. Sonic is just always Sonic.
let's
Like,
just
hey
leapfrog-
guys, I'm fast.
Let's leapfrog off of that then.
cool.
Okay, so if you're saying Mario is better, and obviously we're leaning more towards Sonic is better.
No, don't say we.
No,
He didn't say that.
I think if you're talking about the
No, you can
games,
tell.
if you're talking about the games, I think Mario has better games.
No, I'm talking about as a character.
But as a character, like
So-
I feel like you like this when you understand more video games, and this is like entry level. No, like it's just the truth. Like this is like, put it this way: if you ask somebody, "Oh, do you play online gaming today?" and they go, "Yeah, I play Fortnite," I'm like, "You're not like an e-leaguer then. You're playing the entry level. Everyone plays Fortnite, right? Like if someone goes, "Oh, I play League of Legends," you're like, "Oh, you're a diehard."
So let me tell you why you're
e-gamer,
wrong.
right?
Entry level means once you pass entry level, like an entry level position at a job.
Casual gamer. That's more
Okay,
of what
well, I'm going to go off
more
of entry
casual,
level
this is
because
more-
you cut me off here and you're wrong
I got
and you
cut
sound
off a
ignorant
while
because of it.
back.
Entry level, you don't go back to entry level. Whereas with Mario, you
do.
always go back. You go back to entry. If you get whacked from your job, you go back to entry level at someplace
No, I'm saying
else.
people go back to entry level all the time when they aren't very passionate about something. I'm
No.
not saying that Mario doesn't have
You're
rabid,
incorrect. You're
passionate
incorrect.
fans, but Mario kind of feels like they just throw everything Mario nowadays.
They have-
Mario Rabbids, Mario Party, Mario Soccer, Mario Tennis, Mario Scuba Diving, Mario Paint. It's
now-
like, come on,
okay,
dude.
first
like,
off,
you just can't slap
everything
Mario on
you
everything.
named is a straight banger.
Mario Scuba would be
regardless.
pretty cool.
I made that one up.
Regardless of how many things they do, they're all straight heat, dude. Like I don't know what your argument is.
I'm
there.
not arguing that it's not. I'm just saying that that's more of it's a universally loved thing, and I think the more you dive into video games and the more you get into detail, you gravitate towards Sonic because you go
Why?
because
What's the
it's
detail? I
different.
run
It's-
fast?
It's innovative.
What's he
It's-
do? What's innovative? I run.
So, but here's the thing. So, if we're gonna go off the games, you say, obviously, if you go from Sonic 1 compared to Mario, original Mario, you say original Mario is better. Sonic 2, and so on and so forth. Their best game Sonic has made, in my opinion, is Sonic's Adventure for Dreamcast.
I agree.
Even though I love the Mario games, and Mario 64 are great and all that, I still would, if I had to pick between all the games we're talking about here, all the Mario games, all the Sonic games, I would say Sonic CD or not Sonic CD, Sonic Adventure is the best one.
So,
But I also hit that age when the Dreamcast just came out, and we were
so is it
going.
more of a nostalgia play then? Like,
No, I just think to me, Mario 64 changed 3D graphics. Nobody can deny that. Sonic Adventure kind of took it to the next level, but also it was twice the power of the console. Was
Yeah,
twice the power,
that's
so
true.
I feel like it took to the next level with when you're running and then
it's cute that they took ideas from Mario
But
and
they did the same
incorporated
thing
it
with
in.
Atari though. They just leapfrog off Atari. So
okay,
everybody has
no.
Everyone steps on the throat of their forefathers.
Yeah,
is
everybody.
what it's
I mean, I'll give you that because even when the Genesis wasn't doing nearly as good as the Super Nintendo, they knew they needed a mascot to compete with Mario. So that's why Sonic was created to combat Mario.
So okay,
And I think they did a pretty damn good job because they were way behind and,
don't,
they ended up passing.
again, I don't want this to be misconstrued. I'm a big fan of Sonic, big fan. But if I had to choose one and never play the other one again, it'd be Sonic. And I love Sonic Adventure. I think in the creme de la creme between the best Marios and the best Sonics, that game is right there. But there's just more variety here of a very high quality.
Oh, yeah.
That it's
Well,
better
there's
because
without a
I can
question,
compare
yeah.
Mario
Quality,
Sunshine,
yeah.
Mario 64, Mario Odyssey, Mario 3D World, Super Mario Galaxy, Galaxy 2.
Mario scuba diving, as I mentioned earlier.
There's just so much there to where it's like every single one of those is either on par or better than Sonic Adventure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and Sonic Adventure was their pinnacle. And they,
Some would say Sonic 2, but
well, for me,
Yeah.
I liked Sonic Adventure. a little
but
bit more.
okay. So going off of that, then who has a better crew? Because you have
better
Sonic.
crew.
Sonic has Tails, Knuckles, Biggs the cat. I hate that cat.
Shadow.
Shadow. That when they start going, I'm not gonna lie. When they start going deeper into that, that's when Sonic starts.
What's the girl?
Amy.
Amy?
It starts getting a little.
Eggman.
But I would say we'll just say the top.
Let's just be the friends.
We'll
Let's
just
be
be
the
would be to say the a trio.
Okay.
So you have Mario, Luigi, obviously his brother and his best friend, and Princess Peach. Would it be?
no, probably Toad.
Or
Is more
Toad.
of his friend, right?
I mean, Peach is the more iconic character. So,
we'll
let's go with
Peach,
those three.
and then we'll
Peach.
go Sonic, Tails, who's a boy, his best friend, not a girl, and
Amy.
no, and it would be Knuckles.
would be
Okay.
not. Yeah.
So you're trying to tell me those three are way doper?
Okay, you know what? Let me
You're
change that. I'm sorry.
crazy.
Let me change that. We'll go Mario, Luigi, and Wario because he's a bad guy. Because Tails was
But he's
originally
not.
and
he,
no,
but-
Wario's in none
same
of
thing
the
with
Mario.
no, but
games.
same thing as,
Tails,
like, Knuckles
Tails. I'm
sometimes.
sorry, Knuckles was originally a bad guy. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, but
so you want to
but,
match?
But no, let's not match it. Let's just do three best and three best. And your three best don't hold a candle to Mario and Luigi alone. You're done. It doesn't matter. Sonic and
yeah,
Tails.
but Peach drags it so bad.
how
so-
about but how about this? Until Luigi's Mansion came out, no one gave a damn about Luigi.
Dude, everyone loves
ever.
Luigi, bro.
No, I'm talking about like a flagship, his own game. Like other than Mario's
Okay,
missing. Like,
does
okay.
Tails have his own game?
No, that's you didn't let me finish.
Okay, sorry.
But at the same time, like other than Sonic, like Tails is literally like, I'm sorry, you're the Robin to Batman, and like Luigi now has kind of stepped out on his own to be kind of an own lead character. Like it's proven that he can do his own game and it will sell. I would have to lean Mario, Luigi.
Well, on
and
top of that,
throw in anyone
right?
else.
I mean, it's the Super Mario Brothers.
yeah.
Whereas if there's a Sonic game, there could be Tails, it could not be
Well,
Tails, and
one
you
was all
wouldn't
Sonic and
care.
Tails.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't really care. But let's go back.
Okay, who's the worst character then?
No, that's
Biggs the cat
I
or
worst
Waluigi? Because Waluigi, that name is
Waluigi's
terrible.
super dope, dude. One of my favorite characters. Doesn't get enough play. He needs his own game, by
No,
the way.
please no.
No, let's go bosses or the bad guys, the protagonists.
Okay,
or antagonists,
Bowser.
right?
Bowser,
yeah.
Bowser versus
Yeah.
Eggman.
Yeah,
I mean,
Bowser's
everything we've said has gone
okay,
Mario's
but
way.
okay, Bowser as Jack Black or Eggman, Dr. Robotnik as Jim Carrey.
Okay,
Carrey.
Peaches alone wipe the floor. With
No,
Jim
but
Carrey.
Jim Carrey's a whole level, dude.
I think that without one, you wouldn't have the other. Obviously, like Jared had mentioned, that Sonic was created to go after Mario.
He failed.
And I think that it's
They were
ironic.
winning for a while. What are you talking about?
Excuse me. I think
Excuse me?
I think it's ironic to me that the only reason, in my opinion, that you had a Mario movie is because Sonic came out and destroyed the box office.
You're right,
could
because there
see-
wasn't a Mario movie 30 years
And
ago.
then they turned around and said, you know what, we got to get into
Yeah,
this.
and then they also knew.
Not saying it's better or
but-
worse. I'm just saying that's the reason I think it was
But
done.
they were also smart. You have to give them credit. I don't know if obviously Nintendo, do they have their own studios or they use
Like
Illumination?
Illumination.
Right?
Illumination, yeah.
Yeah, so they were smart going like, hey, Sonic hit, but they had humans and then
Sure.
a CGI Sonic. They knew they couldn't do that.
Well, let's
Yeah.
get in.
They
but
couldn't have human people going against CGI
my-
Bowser.
but my
They were
point-
smart by keeping it the way it was.
But my
being
point,
animated.
with it all being said, if we didn't have one, we wouldn't have the other.
Of course.
And because we have them both, we all benefit from it.
And that's a fair take, but nobody cares about straddling a fence. Like they
Yeah.
want to hear what's better, and
They want-
and
yeah.
If we're gonna say which one's better, it's Mario. The movie. We'll go into the movie now. The movie is better. I'm sorry. Like I've watched both Sonics, and they're both great. I own them both. I love them. I can watch them over and over. To me, why the Mario movie's better is the fact that it more resembles a game. It's animated. I like that more about
That's
my.
a lazy argument.
No, I like that about my video games. Like that's what makes them video games. Even when you play some of these new games, and you have to admit, when they look so realistic, it kind of takes you out of it a little bit.
I would say the fact that they were able to have real human actors, right, actual actors, and it worked around a CGI character makes Sonic better because it makes it like this could be a real
It's a
character.
it's a real movie,
right where
and the
this
other
is
one's like
animated once
CGI.
again. This is more like
It's not CGI,
where
it's
we
an
were
animated
we
movie.
were
Well,
afraid that we couldn't do what Sonic did in a movie. Therefore, let's just keep it CGI. Let's keep it animated. It's like put it this way: Halo. If they try to
So
make a
wrong.
Halo, which they have, and it's terrible, or the Halo just animated, it's good because
Well-
it's easier to do just animation.
Okay, first off, the Sonic movie it can't be real. A freaking dude that runs through rings
Oh
to
my
go into.
God, of course.
Come on, you sound so stupid when you say stuff like that.
Yeah, you're
so
right.
hateful.
And you're gonna have two plumbers.
But here's
They're both different, so you can't really say which one's better. Like because
You have to. That's what we're here for.
different, though. I mean, it's so hard.
There's two of these ones. Two's better than one.
Yeah, I mean, it's so
Actually, there's
much.
two of
it's
each.
so different.
What about why are we not talking about the crappy Mario movie?
because we're gonna ignore all crappy stuff, Mario.
Yeah, I mean, I think that movie was so bad. It's one of the worst. I mean, it probably is the worst video game. When you say video game adaptation, it's saying that very loosely because it was so bad.
And actually, Jared, I'm glad you said that because I'm going to lean into something. He wants to ignore everything crappy, right? What about Panasonic CDI Marios?
Yeah, those are bad.
Some of the worst games ever made.
Yeah, now I wish I
the
had them because
Zelda
it worth
one's
a lot.
worse.
I wish I had them because it worth a lot, but yeah, they're
Hotel
horrible.
Mario?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
And all the Sonic games were straight fire.
Oh, no. Most of them were
I
terrible.
mean, heck, you can have the new Sonic games. What was the one that they did? Sonic.
I think the best, the
What
last
was it? The
one,
new colors or whatever,
Yeah.
and they couldn't even get that
well,
right.
before this newest one that came out, the last good one in my opinion was the one for Dreamcast. So they've had a streak of just
Well,
crap.
I mean,
but
Which one would you rather hang out with?
Sonic.
I feel like Sonic I can crush some beers with.
Sonic would be cool.
Mario's going to be like, oh, Peach is missing. Dude, get it through your head. She's clearly does not want to be with you.
okay, who would I want to hang out with? Mario and Luigi or Sonic and Tails? Like, come on.
Well, Tails.
Tails,
I
I
Tails
feel like I
can
don't feel comfortable around him.
okay, so Mario and Sonic at the Olympics. What do you think of that game? Do you think that's a good mix?
I actually haven't played it because I'm not a big I don't like those Olympic type
Mm-hmm.
games.
I played it. It's actually pretty fun.
I mean, but what? Oh, you're supposed to tell me that Mario's going to beat Sonic in a 40-yard dash? Like, why do
Well,
we
I
even have
smoked
that?
them when we played. I smoked them with Dr. Eggman or Robotnik. I smoked them in the pool.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I don't know
that's what's
how.
dumb about those games. But getting back
No, but
to
my point is, do you think that's a good mix how they did that?
I don't care. I mean, what I will say is the fact that Sonic was so good and Sega still failed is a poor representation of
It's just how
Sega.
it's just how bad they are.
Because
very, very bad company.
it was such a great game that's lasted this long without him having his own console. They really screwed it up big time. Mario, I would say, single-handedly carried the NES for quite some time.
I think
and they
Rob the
added a bunch
Robot
of
kind of.
they added a bunch of other stuff to
Zelda
it.
and Kirby are pretty big as well.
But the fact that over time they've been able to
reinvent the wheel.
kinda every game it's not like you're just side scrolling or you're
So
just going to do the same thing over and over
Paper
and over again.
Mario,
and I feel like
great game
to
as
be
well.
fair with
Super
Sonic
Mario RPG.
most of what it is run fast and collect these rings.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it is
Yeah.
regardless of
Yeah.
which one you're playing.
Yeah.
It's rather linear even in open world
Yeah.
type games.
No, you're right.
Whereas I mean if I'm right I'll just stop.
no. I think you're just right. And here's what I would even say. I think if Nintendo had the rights to Sega, they would have came up of a better way of doing something new with Sonic, where it kind of just felt like Sega was just like, this is what he does. We're just going to keep making more of the same. And eventually that falls flat.
I mean, you could make a Sonic like Super Mario Odyssey. It's just Sonic, and people would like it. And then in certain areas, he's running fast. But instead, they just keep going back to the well, and the well dried up years. Okay, so if we're gonna go off of that, then what about music? Because this is one where I'm a little torn because there's more Mario music, and I think all of it is great. But man, the Sonic original song is one of the songs that once I hear it's stuck in my head for almost forever. And even the Sonic Adventure songs, Sonic 1 and 2, those are straight fire.
Yeah, the opening song for Sonic Adventure.
Or even like that Hub World song.
Yeah,
That's
those are good
one,
songs. But I would, outside of maybe the first couple of songs on the Genesis ones and then the Sonic Adventure, is there anyone that's really that memorable? I'm being honest.
Yeah, and I think it's hard because there isn't as many games that are even as memorable, right? So you're not gonna have as much music that's memorable, but that like that's literally like one of the
Wow.
greatest songs of all time. And then Mario, every game, like when you hear the song, you can almost place where you're at
Yeah.
in the
You definitely
in the game itself. So
And I even like in Super Mario Sunshine, they brought in a lot of like the tropical feel. They had like a lot of steel drum
Yeah.
sounds to it. Yeah.
yeah, they
I
go
think I
all
went
out.
way too in depth on that, didn't I?
No, but they go all out to kind of fit the game that they're in. I mean, anything else you want to cover? I feel like I won by a landslide, and not won. I feel like Mario won.
Yeah, no. If
By
you're
a
talking
landslide.
talking music, you have to go Mario because there's more of it. I wouldn't say that they have the best song, but they have more. They just have more content.
More hits.
Yeah, more bangers.
So okay, video game overall, video game Mario's better.
Yeah.
Songs,
Mario.
soundtrack Mario's better. Movie, you guys disagree and think Sonic is
I
better.
think so.
I
Sonic's
think
better.
the Sonic.
But
is better,
don't get me wrong,
But I
Mario
have not
movie-
seen the new Mario.
But don't get me wrong. What then? How do you?
Well, no, because I'm just saying like it's an animated movie. You know what you're saying. I'm not saying. I never said it wasn't good. I'm just letting you know that the Sonic ones are good.
Well, okay,
Like,
so
yeah.
but I mean, don't get me wrong. The Mario movie, I liked it a lot. That's something I'm gonna remember seeing with Benjamin when he was little. I mean,
Yeah.
15, 20 years down the road when he's big and he can just throw me around because I'm half his size. I can always remember we watched the Mario movie together. So that's gonna push it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna go talk about just straight movie, I would lean a little bit more towards Sonic.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody
that's tough,
really gives
too.
a damn how you feel.
Yeah. That's
So
that's tough.
I mean, but the three of you kind of consensus against me that the movie was better, even though one of you hasn't seen it. But he had a point of it'll always be better because it's real people. So
It's real actors with CGI. I think it's harder to do that as a filmmaker than it is to just do
But I don't-
animation.
and
Not saying that isn't
yeah.
hard. And animation has gotten so far. Like,
I'm not even trying to get in what's harder, what isn't. I just think enjoyment factor, and it made a ton more money already.
that doesn't
the
money doesn't mean
Okay, but
doesn't mean it's better.
it doesn't necessarily mean it's better. But they're hearing it so good, and that means, oh my god, I'm gonna go and see it again.
no,
or
once
somebody
again,
else gonna
really.
see
that was
someone else.
smart by Nintendo. And obviously, going animation is going to get butts and seats little kids.
But
Once
once
again,
ag-
Sonic is a little bit more mature audience.
But once again,
You ever say mature? Get him a slap
think,
upside
I,
down.
I think that it made a lot of money. Obviously, it was going to, but I think because Sonic came out and people thought the first Sonic was going to be bad, and it came out and shocked people and they surprised them, that you'll have those people that were going to go see Mario because the Sonic.
He's going to die on that hill.
Let me tell you where you're wrong there. There's not one person that's like, oh my god, I'm going to see Mario because Sonic was good. They are not tied together whatsoever.
No.
Now, had the first Mario movie, the garbage one, came out a couple years ago, maybe they don't go back and see this one. But 30 years later, most of us don't remember that one. I think maybe that could be an argument. Like, oh, that was so bad they
No,
weren't going to see it
it's
until
a
Sonic.
legitimate argument.
It's
You're
a horrible
wrong.
argument.
You're wrong.
And when a producer's trying to tell me I'm wrong, it's time to cut his mic.
We don't have that
Cuts,
capability.
well, cut our mic.
Once again, I control the mic.
He
You got
doesn't
it
control-
backwards.
Where? Show me.
Oh, tough guy. Anyways,
He
yeah.
actually
Okay,
does
and then
right
so we go off of so the movie we're kind of split. Okay, and then obviously we went
No,
characters.
movies were not split.
No, so
Sonic is better.
it was games,
No, I'm saying
soundtrack.
him and then us, but you haven't seen it, so it's kind of like, eh.
So games
can't-
and soundtrack
He doesn't count.
are for Mario. Movie went to Sonic.
And then you say crew, friends.
Crew is Mario,
Mario.
hands
Yeah.
down. What else did we touch on?
Okay,
Graphics, like best graphics for the time. Sonic Adventure is better than at that time anything that they put out.
Sonic Adventure was what, 99?
yeah, and Mario 64 was the one that came out before it was like
Yeah.
96.
And I think
Half the power though.
right,
Kinda not really
right
fair.
after that, you're talking like what, Mario Sunshine? So that was early
which
2000s.
looked good. Which looked really
And
good.
I think
yeah.
that looked really good. But okay, I'll
both
I'll
cameras sucked.
Give, yeah.
Okay, so-
but gameplay and fun factor, I don't think we even touched on
Pretty
that.
equal.
To me, I have spent more hours playing Mario, even the original ones over and over and again. That was poorly said, but then the newer ones that are more three-dimensional and you can collect a bunch of different stars and coins and things. It has much more replayability than a Sonic where again, the games are very linear. Once you beat it, you beat it.
Well, they tried to do that with the Sonic Adventure by adding, all the extra characters in their own little missions. I mean, if we don't have to touch on that, you can just watch our video if you guys haven't seen it, right?
Yeah, one of our first videos.
Yeah. So I mean, I agree with that. So they obviously try to fix that with later entries, but yet again, the quality is not really there, so it doesn't make it really.
So
fun.
replayability, fun factor, Mario wins that one too.
Once you're saying replayability, if you think it's fun, just doing this, boom, boom,
No, I'm
and
talking.
you're saying you go back and you replay
I'm
those.
talking more of the newer ones.
No, you just said I go back to the original ones more than the 3D ones.
I didn't say more than
That's
the 3D ones.
that's
I didn't say
because
more.
you have a son and that's
I didn't
all
say
he can
more.
play right now.
I didn't
right?
say
he can't
more.
play the.
Don't put words in my
three-dimensional
mouth.
ones.
I
You
didn't
did say that.
more. You said more. I said wrong. You didn't. I didn't say that.
You said that those you replay those more than you do the ones that are 3-dimensional with the extra stars and all that.
No.
That's
If that's
literally what you
if
said.
that's what I said, that's not what I was just saying. I replay these, but I play these more, the 3-dimensional ones where you.
But
can
we're
play
comparing
more stuff.
Sonic Adventure to that because
I mean, okay, so the
I'm talking about the
graphics
graphics of Sonic Adventure.
We weren't even
and
talking
replayability in that. I said at that time, nothing is better than Sonic at that time. Going forward, yeah, Mario is
At
better.
that time, Mario 64 is still a better game.
Oh no, I don't know about that. That's some of the worst cameras in video game history.
But they invented the camera.
they invented the camera.
They invented the 3D camera.
I don't know. I think was
and
it
it's
Bug-
Sure, that was
phenomenal.
Thomas.
Was it Bubsy, whatever?
Sure he did.
Bubsy was a 3D one.
If you really think Sonic Adventure is better than Mario 64, I think you're wrong, and I'll say Sonic Adventure is a really good game, but Mario 64 is a much superior game, more replayability, the inventing things that other things haven't even done.
Mario 64 is not even the best 3D platformer that came out around that time on its own console.
Go ahead, tell me one.
Banjo-Kazooie.
2 years later, we're not same time.
It was actually 1 year later. We did a video on it. Boom.
watch that too.
Better
please.
cameras. Boom. Better
Okay,
characters.
first off,
Boom.
better characters.
Better.
Really?
Yeah, I would agree.
Banjo
Really?
in a
Banjo.
fist fight.
Banjo's.
In a fist fight.
I can't. do
Imagine
this.
Mario going, "Oh,
This
it's
is our
me, Mario."
first-
Boom. Just
First
Right in
verses.
suckhole.
First verses, and I already don't want to do this anymore. Mario and Luigi would beat the living daylights out of Banjo and Kazooie.
I don't know about that, dude. She can shoot out eggs.
Jared, what is his number one thing?
Why are we talking about those two?
Box
Anyways,
them?
they're not even in this.
Because he just brought it up. Now
Okay,
you need to
would
shut
crap
up.
his
go off.
pants
Okay, let's
so
go off of that.
fast.
Let's go off of that. Okay. So Mario pretty much won every category. Now, if we're just gonna go, who is a cooler character? Be honest.
Yeah.
Sonic or Mario?
Cooler.
Sonic
What do you mean by
is-
cooler?
Just
I got
Sonic's
I got
a
it.
million times
I can
cooler.
give you an example for that. Benjamin's 4. Okay, you have Mario playing. He sees you playing Sonic in the other room. He's gonna go, "What's that?" Because
He's
he's
played
so
Sonic
because
before,
if he, I'm talking before he saw it. The first time he ever saw Sonic,
getting
he's gonna
mad.
have
I
a
know.
different.
This is a horrible
Are
analogy.
you gonna listen?
keep going.
The first time he sees Sonic, he's gonna have a way different reaction than he was when you're playing Mario because he's so fast and he's so exciting. Doesn't mean it's better, but he's just a better character.
So
as far
what
as
I
that
would
goes.
say is, Sonic looked fast in the 80s
he looked
or
cooler.
the 90s.
He's just a cooler character in that way.
Cooler.
Who would you rather have a beer with?
Sonic.
Sonic.
Who would
Easy.
I rather have a
but be
beer
That
realistic.
doesn't mean
Don't
he's
get- but
yeah,
don't
he's
get me wrong.
cooler. He's cooler than
Mario-
Mario.
He just doesn't
All
want
the
to give
things-
on anything.
Yeah,
No,
all the
no,
things
it's
you,
not-
I know he doesn't. All the things you named, Mario pretty much won. But you got to be realistic here. Who is flat out a better character? It's not even
A
close.
better-
dude.
what do you mean by a better
Just
character?
a
Mario's
cooler
just a guy.
character.
Cooler or better? Those
Hey,
are different.
yeah.
He's just
Different.
a dude.
Yeah.
That's an actual character.
He's just a dude. That's a character. They're both
He's
fake.
just a dude.
No,
Sonic is
okay.
an actual
So with-
created
yeah.
character, not some guy in overalls. Just a guy in overalls.
He is kind of
He
just a
didn't
douche
create
in
it.
He
overall.
came off their landlord too. They didn't even. They just copied their landlord.
Hang on a second here.
Actually, before we even get into that, we're all kind of rambling at once. Let's call it what it is. If you want to go back to the basics, this guy is terrible to animals.
Mario?
He used to literally have Donkey in a cage.
Okay, you're
That's where
going
he came
so
from.
far back. First off,
So no, we're
that
talking
doesn't
about.
even.
Hang on, we're talking about
Okay,
which
PETA.
character is better. This guy had an ape in a cage, and this guy was created to be fast and hip.
And
I'd
save
rather have a
animals.
beer with him. That doesn't mean it's better.
I'm
just
not saying I
he's
wouldn't-
cooler
first off-
than a dude in overalls. Sorry.
First off,
Yeah, you just want to give.
no,
him
it's
you
not
gotta be
about giving.
realistic.
It's not about giving or anything. I think Sonic is a really cool character, but for me, cool. What
God.
would I rather play? To me, is cool.
No,
That's-
who's a cooler guy? Like, if you just saw him going, "Oh, that guy's cool."
Okay, so
that
you're
guy's
saying
not.
That guy's
a
just a
chubby
fat-
plumber
that guy's a fat
or
plumber.
a fast fake
Let me say something.
animal.
Let me say something real
Yeah.
quick. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Let me say one. When you're just imagine you're sitting in a room with your computer. and
Another
you-
analogy.
And you
Let's hit
have
it.
to and you have to create a character. Think about what it took to create Sonic from nothing compared to what Mario is. He's
Well,
a guy in overalls.
A guy in overalls, but then
No,
he-
this came from somebody's mind. Sonic was nothing. They created it, draw the spikes. They changed it from a hedgehog. I mean,
hang on. We've all seen the show, but what I will say is, you're talking about like if it's 1v1 man in overalls.
Verse, please, verse. That V
If it's
thing-
1v1 and we're talking about man in overalls and a blue hedgehog, yes, the blue hedgehog is a really cool character. If that's what you want me to say, fine, I said it.
Cooler.
He's cool.
I'd say a really cool.
very-
He's cooler than a dude in overalls.
Yeah,
it's
let's
that
be
simple.
realistic. You just don't wanna give on
doesn't
anything.
Than a
mean-
normal dude in overalls.
you just don't wanna
fine.
give
He's
on
cooler
any-
than a guy in overalls. Fine. If that's what
There
you
you
want me to
go.
say.
That was so easy.
But you guys you're literally the whole Mario franchise is much more than just a man in overalls, and I feel like you're selling
We
it
asked the
short here.
question, who is a cooler character?
That's
It's
it.
very, very simple.
That's it.
And you
Yes or
just
no?
can't give
Yeah.
on
Who's-
anything.
who's-
Just be realistic. Sonic is way cooler looking than Mario.
Cooler looking now.
Cooler
See,
looking,
now we're changing
cooler character. He's
changing
just
the
a
end
cooler
zone.
Who's it? Yeah.
person.
If you were to
He's
sh-
just cooler.
He's
How about
not a
this?
person.
Look, his analogy was, I know what he's trying to say, but he delivered it terribly, okay? If you were just walking around and someone just said, hey, draw me something, and someone drew Sonic and someone drew you a dude in overalls, someone would be like, you just drew a dude. That guy drew like a character.
So, yeah,
like, that's
I-
cooler than that. That
I
doesn't
agree.
mean
The
that-
artistic,
there you go.
creativity that's a better.
No, just admit he's a
thing.
cooler character.
It
can't say
looks
it.
okay. It might be a cooler character with poorer execution.
God.
How? This guy goes, boom,
Yeah.
And what does he do? Oh, let me run real fast, and then that's it. That's all he does.
Wait, what was that?
That's him taking
that's
off.
him taking off.
That's literally all it is. But hang on a second. What I mean by that is the fact that a guy in overalls can be as big as he is.
Nobody's saying
No,
that.
I know,
Saying
but
that.
we're done with he's a cooler character.
Oh.
The fact that he is so lame yet so iconic, yet
Yeah.
the games are so great that they sell millions and all this stuff. Let that be a testament to
I
what
don't think he's-
Nintendo's done, because it really is just a cooler character. But either way, let's just get to it. Mario beats Sonic 10 times
Well,
out
no,
of
no.
10.
Let's give you your final closing. We'll all give our
Your
final
final
closing.
argument.
And then we'll leave it up to the.
Not a final argument, just like after us kind of discussing everything
Yeah,
here.
and then we'll leave
give
it
us
up-
what you think.
So
Let the people vote.
games
Yeah.
are better, movies better, music is better. He's just a guy in overalls, but he's still really, really cool. He's known around the world. Everything that they put Mario on does well, and the level of execution on all the Mario games is always top notch. To me, there's no competition. And again, I love Sonic. I have a lot of Sonic stuff. Love Sega. They just kind of ruined it a little bit, and for that reason, Mario is better.
Okay, I think you kind of took a little while to get to
I did, but like I was trying to get
Nobody
it all
wants
in
to
there.
lay it all out. and
Yeah,
just make sure.
that's smart because you want to make sure you're not upsetting someone. But I would just say, look at. I think the more mature, and if you're an adult,
You said
you're gonna,
mature
you're-
again.
you're gonna,
Nobody says
you're
mature.
gonna
She
go.
said that too.
You're gonna go towards Sonic when you grow up, and I don't mean that you're not grown up, but I just think when you grow up, you appreciate Sonic more. With that being said, everything that Mario brings to the table is better overall. As a character, Sonic is way cooler than Mario, but that doesn't mean he beats Mario just because you're cooler. Mario on all, or in its entirety, is better than Sonic. You were trying to defend saying this guy was cooler, a dude in blue overalls.
Yeah.
Let me
compared to
tell
this.
you. Let me.
See how I was like, no, he's cooler doesn't mean he's better. This is
Well,
better.
that's because
this is
Mario,
cooler.
Mario might not be cooler, but he's had to work hard for everything he
Oh,
has.
God.
He's a plumber, and he's saving a princess. This guy's just like, I'm fast, and I know it.
I'm gonna put it out there. I don't. He's clearly a crappy plumber because I've never seen him plumb one thing in his life.
He likes to lay the pipe.
That was bad. Okay, Jared.
Go ahead, Jared.
Obviously, games better. Mario, music, Mario. Theme park. They part of the theme park now. I mean,
That's true. Didn't even think about that.
Sonic, like I said, going off of him, Sonic as a character, way cooler. But me being neutral, and it hurts for me to say that because I love Sega, I love Dreamcast, I love everything about Sonic. If you're gonna be neutral, Mario's better. That's all there is to it.
What about if I did this? Did I change your opinion?
Before
A
we
little
get
bit.
to you, producer Rich, what I will say too is the fact.
so? You're supposed to be Tom's best friend that he won't shut up about. Well, I don't see the appeal.
That is